Here are some few business tips for you to start your day.
You want to see if you're a brave person. What they call the 4 o'clock in the morning courage. Wait when things go completely to pieces, when things are the worst, when your very best deal falls apart and your rent is late and you're tired and you're sick and everybody is mad at you and your car doesn't work. Then it's the person that picks themselves up and says, nothing is going to stop me. You know, the best quality in the world that you can develop, and I give it to you because I've made it my life's habit to develop this quality. I hope I've got it, I don't know for sure. But the quality is to develop the quality of being unstoppable. Develop the quality of being unstoppable. Say in yourself that no matter what life throws at me, it'll never stop me. No matter how rough it gets, I will never quit, and nothing will ever stop me.
You've got to start small. In fact, you don't start small. You start smaller. The reason why a lot of people are stuck in their lives is because they've got ego. And their ego says that they need to start big. No, you've got to start really smaller. Throw out your ego. Are you starting a business? If you're just starting, try not to rent. Use your kitchen table. Sell online, not in a store. Do catering first and test your dishes before renting space for a restaurant. Are you listening to me? Are you starting in an investment? Something you don't know. Please start small.
What kills great businesses, if you look at, I do believe in looking at history, and I try to, I like to study failure, actually. And my partner says, all I want to know is where I'll die, so I'll never go there. And we want to see what has caused businesses to go bad. And the biggest thing that kills them is complacency. I mean, you want a restlessness, a feeling that, that somebody's always after you, but you're going to stay ahead of them. You always want to be on the move. And when you've got a great business, like Coca-Cola, which is, there aren't any like Coca-Cola, but you really, the danger would always be that you rest on your laurels. But I see none of that, obviously, at Coca-Cola. But that is the key, to compete the same way when you've got 1.8 billion servings being sold daily as when you were selling 10 a day. And that restlessness, that belief that tomorrow's more exciting than today, you just have to have it permeate the organization.
But one of the greatest mistakes people can make is becoming comfortable with their fears. Whatever's worrying me, I meet it head on and engage it until the situation is resolved. My refusal to become comfortable with fear gives me an advantage in almost every situation. Cultivate the heart of a hustler. Hustling might be associated with selling drugs, but it's also a character trait that's shared by winners in every profession. Steve Jobs was as much of a hustler at Apple as I was on the streets. The key to building up that trait in your own personality is accepting that you're never hustling towards a certain goal. Hustling is a motor that's got to be running inside of you each and every day, and its fuel is passion. If you can keep that motor running, it will take you everywhere you want to go in life.
You want to succeed? Well, what you need is discipline. You don't need brains and you don't need money to succeed. You just need discipline. You have discipline and you can conquer the world. Talent, brains, ability, it's never enough. What you need to succeed is discipline. The ability to set aside everything else in your life, everything that interests you, just set it aside and focus on the one thing and do it consistently over and over and over again.
Stop doing the work yourself. That is the best piece of advice that I was ever given in business. The way people own businesses today is if they have a construction business, they're the one hammering the nail. If they have a taxi business, they're the one that are driving the taxi. And if they have a video production business, they're the one holding the camera. It is a big mistake. That's the way to stay an employee. What you should be doing is hiring people to nail in the nails, hiring people to drive your taxis, or hiring people to hold your video cameras for you so that you could go out and build your business and bring in new contracts and find new talent. That's the way to build a true business that will work for you even when you're sleeping.
For us. What do you mean by success is predictable?
Well, if you go into the kitchen to cook a dish, and the very first thing you get is a recipe, and you follow the recipe, and you work with the recipe, eventually you'll master that dish. Once you've mastered it and made it a few times, you can make the dish over and over again, and you'll remember the recipe. You don't have to keep going back to the recipe book. Now, if somebody says, boy, that's really delicious, you don't say, well, it's a miracle, like something out of voodoo. No, you just followed a proven recipe that had been worked out by people before you. And that's basically the secret of success. If you want to be successful in starting a business, then you study what people have learned, and everything that people have learned, they've written down, shared in seminars, or put onto audio programs. Use proven success methods. He said, learn from the experts.
You need to learn to be uncomfortable. You need to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And you need to be in a space where you allow yourself to be challenged, but more importantly, in a space where you are willing to be uncomfortable and grow. And then she said, most people fail in that process because most people live in the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset is, this is who I am, this is what I know, this is what I'm capable of, this is what I'm good at, and this is where I'm going to stay. The growth mindset says the following. It says, this is where I am now. This is what I'm good at now. But I recognize that if I go through a particular process, I can grow myself and become a better person. Now, here's the thing about the growth mindset, which most people miss. There is no destination if you're a growth mindset driven person. There's only the next location. So you're never complete. Your growth journey is never complete. You're constantly becoming better.